the Dead.
They have overrun us, you know. Something like 400,000 to 1 by my calculations.
Day of the Dead.
It could be years before we know exactly what we're dealing with here.
Day of the Dead.
Throw some blind paint in there.
The darkest day of horror the world has ever known. George A. Romero's Day of the Dead.
Due to scenes of violence, no one under 17 admitted.
Starts Friday at a theater or drive-in near you. Check newspapers for showtimes.
Welcome back to the 31 Days of Spooks. My name is Dylan Goebel, and today we're talking about Day of the Dead, the third installment of George A. Romero's Of the Dead franchise, released in 1985. So as the world is overrun by zombies, there's a group of people hiding in a military bunker in Florida, and basically they're trying to figure out a way to deal with the undead. And there's some scientific experiments going on as well. Okay. Day of the Dead. It's George A. Romero's third Dead movie. What did I think of this one, and how does it compare to the first two? Alright, so I will say, it's not as good as Night of the Living Dead, and especially not as good as Day of the Dead, but this is still a damn good movie. The performances are all fantastic. I love how everybody works off each other. The performances are all good. It's nothing compared to Dawn of the Dead, where, you got people like Ken Follett. The performances are all fantastic. I love how everybody works off each other. It's nothing like Dawn of the Dead, where you got people like Ken Follett in the cast, but everybody's great in this movie. And I like how dark this movie is. There's a mood to this movie. It's very bleak. It's very atmospheric. That's all fantastic to me in this movie. I love how out of all of George A. Romero's Of the Dead movies, this one's easily the most atmospheric. And that's saying something, because the first movie was in black and white, and that added a lot of mood to Night of the Living Dead. But this one just takes it to the next level with bleak atmosphere, and I loved it. And of course, you can't talk about a George A. Romero Of the Dead movie without talking about the practical effects. This is easily one of the goriest installments in his Of the Dead franchise. And the gore looks immaculate. It is plentiful, it is brutal, it is disgusting looking, and it is glorious. The final act of this movie is one of the goriest things you will ever witness in a movie. And if you love gore like I do, you will be relishing in it. It is fantastic. And the musical score in this movie is also great as well. It's no Goblin doing the musical score like in Dawn of the Dead, but the score really gets the job done here. The score here really adds to the mood quite a bit in this movie. The only downside to Day of the Dead is that it doesn't move at a great pace like the first two. If you're expecting high-octane gore all throughout the movie, like in Dawn of the Dead, you're going to be very disappointed in Day of the Dead. This is a much slower movie. It takes about an hour to get into all the gory shit. The first hour of this movie is mainly dialogue. And of course, you got the mood to help it out. It's got a nice atmosphere all throughout this movie's runtime, but if you're expecting it to get to the gore quite quickly, you're going to be waiting a while. And yeah, that's a problem. That's a kind of a problem I have with this movie, is that it takes a while to get going. So yeah, if I remember watching this movie for the first time, I was like, okay, when are we going to get to the gory shit? When are we going to get to the zombies just tearing through people and eating them? You get like little bits of it throughout the movie, but the first hour is just mainly dialogue and them discussing how to deal with the zombies. But yeah, it's just the atmosphere that really helped it out. It's got a nice spooky vibe, and that really helped a lot. And plus the performances are really good in this movie, so the pacing of this movie didn't bother me as much because I was dealing with some pretty good characters and some great performances and some atmosphere, but at the same time, when you expect something like, just a big gore fest and zombies and, it's George A. Romero, it is kind of a letdown a little bit, but overall, Day of the Dead is a really good movie. I do love the performances and the gore and the atmosphere. It's all great stuff. It is a good movie overall, but it's just not quite as great as as Dawn of the Dead and Night of the Living Dead. But overall, yeah, I really like this movie. I highly recommend it if you want to check out this entire franchise. It's a really good installment. It's got everything you want in a horror movie overall. And I say it's definitely a great time. I am going to give Day of the Dead an A-.